Here with my grandson, we're at the Pecan Park Flea Market. Let's see if we can find some comic books. I googled it and they said there was some here. Let's see if we can find some grilled cheese. Oops, watch out for the mud. Welcome to Nighttiger Comics. I'm doing Flea Market Hall. So if you want to see what I have,
Nighttiger Comics.
this is going to be our backdrop to hold up the books. But what this is, I was at Walmart, I don't know, 3 years ago, and they had these for $1, and they had a lot of them. I think I bought like 30 of them. I've kept a few. I gave many away, and I gave my wife a bunch to send to Dominican Republic. But yeah, so these were like 50 cents a piece. I have, I think, 4 left. I kept one of each. There was 4 different ones. So that's just picking off our backdrop to hold up the books. So I went to a flea market, and I'm going to show, or have shown, maybe, a little bit of video. I was there with my grandson. He was happy he got his first air pistol, and he was looking for one made out of metal, and he found one for $20. So what did I get? I went to one dealer. This dealer had like 50 long boxes. Okay, junkies, look what I found at the flea market. So I gotta go through these boxes and see what we can find.
Hey, you give me a couple weeks, you're gonna have, like I said, this wall's coming down.
Right.
Those two bins over there are full.
Where?
Right next door. I can't get in them.
Oh man.
So, and I'll be bringing more stuff as time goes along.
Sounds hood of his vehicle, and I went through there and I ended up buying them. He said these are 50 cents, so I definitely went through there and picked out a bunch. Now, no, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, there's no huge keys or nothing like that. But stuff that I like to read, Mystery number 5, I already have 1 through 5. I didn't have number 5. He had the full run. If you don't know what this is, or you've never heard of it, this will be, if you like reading crime books, this is done really, really well. Now, who she is, she's actually the wife of Mike Hammer, famous famous paperback detective. Actually written by Mickey Spillane, who got his start writing comics in the Golden Age. And once he wrote his first Mike Hammer novel, he was off and running because it was a success, and he made a good career off that character. They never mention him by name in her series, but it's been known that that's who her husband was, and he got killed, and she takes over the agency. So if you're looking for some good crime books to read, this I recommend very highly. That's why I showed these. I didn't know what to show for this haul, so I showed some crime books on the side. So that's Mystery number 5. And this is Mystery Rock and Roll Special. I think the art is really cool too. And these are from Renegade. This one's from Eclipse. And if you know about Eclipse, they had a big flood in California in 1986, destroyed all their printing plates for all their comics before that time. This is from 83. So these are pretty tough to find because they can never be reprinted again. And this is Renegade Press from 1986. And then I got number 50, which is the last issue, and I already had it. I didn't realize I had it already. Just cool. Renegade Press. I guess they took over the series. That's what I want to say. I know Eclipse went out of business. I don't know what year. So I picked these up. I think this is my second copy. This is just a reprint from Jack Cole's True Crime comic book from the Golden Age. This book is extremely tough to find, and it costs a lot of money. The art in here is just so good. Look at the cover. So Eclipse reprinted the whole series. It's got Mr. Monster in there. And this is from 1986. I recommend this also. You know, Jack Cole created Plastic Man. So these were all 50 cents. These were just stuff I want to read. Look at the cover. That cover is so cool. Look at the gun, the crime on it. Number 2. And this is Mr. Monster Super Duper Special number 4. Jack Cole art again. This reprints. Oh, the art is just so good. This is from 1986 also. This was very cool. The Flair First Edition from Hero Graphics. Look how thick that book is. Now, I did some research on this book. And this is a near mint, too. It's huge. From January 91. Every copy of these printed were different. So they have the same cover. But what they did, because I guess they're a small printing company, and maybe this didn't sell too well, and they had a lot of issues that were not bought or returned or whatever. I don't know how many issues were in the run, but they put 3 or 4 issues together on each one of these number 1s. But they were never the same. So I'm sure they did quite a long run, maybe 30, 40 issues. So they mixed them up. So you get different issues in every number 1. I thought that was cool. So that's called Flair. Just a really nice, good-looking, good girl cover. Hero Graphics. And this is from 1991. I think I said that already. This is cool. I never saw this before. I did a little research on it, and I've known a little bit about this character. He is the Captain Marvel of the UK. So I think once Fawcett went out of business, something like that, Marvel Man replaced him in the comics in the UK. Something like I don't know exactly how it goes. So this is a take on the Captain Marvel family, the Marvel family book. So this is number 1. So it's Marvel Man, Young Marvel Man, and Kid Marvel Man. And then Alan Moore wrote the series on Marvel Man. This is from 1988, and this is a reprint from the British run from the Golden Age. So I got number 1. I got number 2. Just really cool. I don't know who does that art. This also is a reprint from British comics. And this is from September 88. And I saw these on Bubs. This is a Dave Stevens cover, 1983. This is number 1, World of Wood. Now, what's funny is, if you look inside here, let me show you. We got time, right? It's my video. I can do what I want. It's my party. I'll cry if I want to. So you got Wally Wood on the back with a crossbow. But so you see this says number 1, right? Am I lying to you? Why would I lie to you? But right here it says number 2, 1986. So I believe that's wrong. Because, what does it say right there? 1983. So we're going to see, because we're going to see, but beautiful Dave Stevens cover. And then I picked up number 2. So you can see I hit the jackpot when I was leaving this place. Wood and Stevens on this. Hold on. Is that a double entendre? World of Wood? I don't know. What do you think? So this says number 2 of 4. Let's see what it says inside. And look at this. Wally Wood art. Painting. Number 1. Or number 2. Due to an error, the indicia is World of One, number 1 is incorrect. And it should read as follows. Number 2. So it's an error book. That makes it worth $1 million. Yay. So I picked up this. Again, I already have one of these, but can you turn that down? This is number 1, volume. Is this volume 1? I think this might be. This is volume 2. No? Hold on. Yeah, this is volume 2. Miniseries. 1 of 3. So it's Chuck Dixon, Brent Anderson, Enrique Villagrán, and you got Valkyrie from the Golden Age, created by Hillman Comics, and Air Fighters. Oh, I was looking at those Air Fighters from the Golden Age. Those books are pricey. I do have one issue. And this is, her first appearance was in Air Fighters, Volume 2, Number 2, November 1943. And she was created by Fred Kidda and Bill Quackenbush. And that's the Valkyrie. So Marvel didn't create the Valkyrie. So this is Volume 1. This is the better cover by Paul Gulacy. If you know him, he did a lot of art on the Master of Kung Fu for Marvel. Actually, he did the best art, in my opinion. He made the Master of Kung Fu look like Bruce Lee and act like Bruce Lee as far as when he fought. This is from 1986. Again, Chuck Dixon on scripts. I cannot turn this down when I see it for 50 cents. So this is my second one for 50 cents. Now she's in the public domain. Her real name is Lusolette von Schellnoff. And she was raised by Germans to be the most alluring and evil woman of all, and most skilled of all female pilots. And she led her squadron of air maidens, all trained to be perfect Nazis. I've not read this yet. Man, I got to jump on this book. Gorgeous. Good job, Paul. So that's number 3. I have number 2, but I didn't have number 3. Another Paul Gulacy cover. And interiors, too. So you know it's going to be good. He is such a fantastic artist. So I got the whole number 1 and 2. I got to go back and find 2. So I'm not into this, but I know these books can go for some bucks and good for trade. So that's Evil Ernie number 0. And this is the early stuff right here. It's Chaos Comics. McKenna is the artist. I don't know who that is. And this is a Greg Capullo cover. This is from 1993. Hence the G and C, Greg Capullo. I know a lot of people love their Greg Capullo covers. 50 cents. No, this was $1. This is one of the 3 or 4 I pulled out of the inside. So this one was $1. And then I got number 1 from 1994. This has the first cameo appearance of Purgatory, and this is a glow-in-the-dark cover with Lady Death, Evil Ernie's Revenge, number 1. I guess these had a low print run. That's why they're just a little bit tougher to get, and people really want them. Anybody interested in these, they are for sale or trade. Picked up my third third 50-cent copy of The Scout #1 by Timothy Truman. Really good story, really good series. This at one time was a $50 book in the 90s, in the late 90s, early 2000s. This book was really sought after. Again, it can never be reprinted because the plates were destroyed. And I saw Mercenot show this when I first started watching his videos like 3 years ago. And he said a copy sold for $50. I have found 3 of these so far. And I'll continue to find them, I hope. Really good story about American Indian and post-America dystopia. And there's a second series that goes with this, The War Shaman. So picked up, this was a small key, first published artwork, this is first artwork of Todd McFarlane Comics. So the story goes, even though number 11 is his first published work, this was actually finished, this story in this comic, he had drawn before 11. So after this story, he drew 11, and then 11 was published. So this is technically his first comic book work. This is a pretty dirty copy from May 85, but Coyote number 12. And his work is actually in Scorpion Rose. So I figured, what the heck, I'll pick it up for 50 cents. I think I have number 11. This is a 68-page reprinting of 4 different Golden Age books. A collection of perfectly awful stories from the Golden Age of comics. I joined a teenage sex club. This is one of the 50-cent books. Let me show you the back, because it shows you the books that are published in here. You got Witty. I've been trying to get an issue of Witty for a long time. Spy Fighters. I think I have a copy of that. Not that particular issue. Bug House. Almost won a couple of those in auction. This one I got for $15 off eBay a couple of years ago. Really cool looking cover. So yeah, so it's just, I'm guessing, yep, black and white reprintings. But you know what? It's in bigs, and it's got the ads too. And it's printed huge so you can read it. Some of these reprints, they print like, these Gladstone reprints are so small the old men like me can't read them. Check that out. So moving on, we're almost through. So I picked up the second copy of this. I love finding this book. This is such a cool looking book. And that's a Gray Morrow cover. Gray Morrow is such a fantastic artist. He does a lot of the Red Circle comics. And this is her quest to find her dad. It's a special from 1987. It's really thick. This is a nice copy. I found another nice copy for $1 before. And I'll definitely, like we say, the mantra is, for $1, I'll pick these up all day long, every day, and I will. Or, what's the other mantra? I forgot. Man, what is it? What's the comic book mantra? Why not? It's a why not comic. I thought, to myself, why not? Or I just couldn't leave it behind. I could never leave this in a back issue bin. I think I covered them all. Okay, so this book probably was the best find of the whole book, of the whole thing. Unfortunately, it's a Rob Liefeld cover, but you don't have to say it looks like one of his better covers. But look at the guns, how long they are. Man. But this is X-Men 245 from June of 1989. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's a newsstand. Just remember that. Don't forget it. You are getting sleepy. Okay, let's see why I picked this up. Now, this is kind of a spec book, too. You can probably find this book for cheap. But Star Wars is hot right now. And if you want Star Wars keys, this is one you got to have. Tell me what you see right there. Boba Fett, Jabba the Hutt, Alien, Xenomorph. You got E.T. I don't know who that is. But there's Yoda. There's Hawkman. There's Alf. There's some chick. I don't know. Some other people. But yeah, I think... yeah, there's right here, up here, look, we got Chewbacca. Was the Eggheads. Another alien. So there you go, Star Wars appearance in X-Men 245. Oh yeah. There's something else in here too you want to see. Is another reason this is a key. But I gotta find it. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have memorized the page on this, but I didn't. Oh my gosh. Mike, what is wrong with you? I'm gonna have to cut this part out. Hey, where is that panel? Okay. Ah, here it is. Jean Grey is completely nude. They just left off her nipples and her muff. So that makes this another reason why this book's a key. All right, moving on to that. So that was the end of the flea market haul. So I didn't spend a whole lot of money. Had fun. Actually met another guy, another collector there. I think I might throw his picture up. I forget his name. But then the next weekend I went. So I was up there to drop my wife off at the airport. The flea market. This was in Jacksonville, Pecan Park Flea Market. It was only 3 miles away from the airport. So when I went back the next week, I thought I'd check out a comic book shop. Checked out Coliseum of Comics. Now, no fault of their own. They're in a major city. They got a lot of overhead, a lot of rent, and a lot of taxes. So they're going to have to jack up the prices of the books. And all the books were overpriced. I went through everything. Wall books, back issue bins. I found this. I probably paid a bit too much for it. I actually thought it was a Steranko cover, but it's not. It's a Herb Trimp. And obviously, he's mimicking Steranko. But I thought, I wanted to support the shop, so I bought this for $16. Didn't have it. Nick Fury's Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 13 from 1969. I didn't even put that year on there. So, yeah. So, I always try to support local comic shops, even when they're overpricing books. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'll go back to this flea market and see if I can't find some more stuff. It was fun. And there was comics. And there was statues. And there were a lot of other stuff there. Good food. If you like flea market food, it was good. So that's my haul. I'm sticking to it. And I am out of here.